The five of us had the privilege to go to Paris with the IMB. They had some openings, and we're all from different churches. We were partnering with a local church there. We basically spent the entire week, most afternoons and evenings, sharing the gospel with others on the street, passing out these beautiful pins that we had that had QR codes that would scan into a website describing the gospel and Jesus's beauty, and had a bunch of resources, and it was a very powerful trip.
We handed out Bibles when we first got there, and then a terrorism group came and inspected our facility. The next day, the police came. I mean, and when I say the police, I'm not talking about Barney Fife and his partner. I'm talking about like 5 fully vested, everything. Alex goes out and talks with the police officers, and they negotiate that, okay, we can continue doing what we were doing, but we just can't hand out the literature. So there goes the New Testament and the Gospels of John and Mark. They caught us in the park trying to evangelize, and they told us that was against the law, and we were breaking the law, and we needed to cease and desist and get out of there. So here's the cool thing. We got out of there, and we started just evangelizing on the street, and there were 2 pictures I sent to you of people praying to receive Christ. Well, that happened then. So it was just so clear that God had a purpose for us outside of that park.
When we first received the information, we didn't know exactly what we would be doing. People would say, oh, you're going to France to the Olympics. I don't know. We're going to hand out Bibles, water. Then we got more information. We received the information on the pins. So we knew we would be handing out the pins. We were in the La Defense area, which is a big commercial business area, and also where the military's headquarters are. So we had a lot of English-speaking people that we could speak with, and they were French, but they spoke English. So we made a lot of contacts. We handed out a lot of pins. I had 3 people that were interested in giving their names and their phone numbers and their contact, and then the French people followed up because they wanted to get them also connected to one of the local churches that the IMB works with there. So what I was expecting after the regular Olympics was quite different, and to be in that commercial area.
I think this has been an answer to something that's been ongoing for me. And I have a mostly unchurched street. So God had really put in my heart this is at the first of the year, to get out like a soldier and to start praying. And so then I started going for each house. I would go in and started praying for them. And for all kinds of different things, anything I knew about them that I knew, and just praying for their salvation. When I was over there in Paris, and I knew before I come out, and Betty and I were roommates, so I thought, I need some of those pins, because I'm going to take them back to my neighbors. It's opened doors into people to watch this change.
Missions is not just what an invigorated church does. It is a formula for invigorating a church. And there is nothing more alarming than to see or hear of a church that says, right now we just need to focus on ourselves, because that is a church that is dying. There are so many ways within our association and the partnerships that we have with our churches for any church to be working itself into the grave for Christ. I would just encourage anyone that is listening to this, any church within the July Association within Blount County, if your church isn't doing anything, 1, be alarmed, and 2, do something. And that's how you invigorate a church and enliven a church, is through getting out and ministering and distributing the word, distributing the Spirit. And in doing that, that is the formula for a church to grow healthy.